Spoilers and offensive content to come.
Folks, we are the best anime review reaction show on the internet. We are Carlos and Dave, Anime Rave. You can find us at animerave.xyz. Today, we are going to be watching episodes
5 through 10.
5 through 10 of Season 5 of Steven Universe. These are the 6 episodes that made up the November/December Steven Bomb. We're watching these before they've aired on TV, but after they've aired on the Cartoon Network app. So bring on the copyright claims, I guess. Here we go.
This is different. This whole thing was my fault, but I knew that I could fix it all if I turned myself in. And look, no one got hurt. Well, except for Lars, but I saved him too.
But I'm hurt.
Pretty sure he's not human anymore either. Sorry.
You know what? Let's not be racist. Who cares? In fact, he's better now. Okay, so Connie and Lion leave, and Steve's like, wait a minute, that's my lion!
What could he do? I don't believe I'm going to frickin' speak up for Dewey here, but what could he do?
Yeah, like, it's not really his fault, right?
No.
No, I love Nana. I love Old Pizza Lady. I'm glad we're seeing more of her. Yeah, it's kind of not fair, right?
Yeah, like, how aren't you blaming Steven and the Gems for this?
I know one of the episodes in this group is called Sadie Killer. And seeing Sadie now makes me glad because as much as I've completely 180'd on Lars, and I find it so funny that the character who was least involved in the Gems struggle has become, like, the most involved secondary character, I did not want that to happen at the expense of Sadie being left behind, so I'm hoping that we still get some good development from her while Lars is off doing the Captain Harlock thing as we saw in those previews.
How about we call an impromptu town meeting on the boardwalk? I'll tell everyone what happened and how you weren't involved at all, and everyone will feel better and vote for you in the next election.
All right, Universe. The ball's back in your court. Just, don't drop it again, huh?
Okay, Steven, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Yep.
And I'm a little pissed that you don't think it's the dumbest thought ever, and that your mind didn't filter that out and went, no, Steven, that's really stupid.
He's thinking of everybody else right now. He's not using his...
Well, it seems like he's desperate to fix what he feels are his mistakes, right? But...
yeah.
I mean... I think obviously there's gonna be that parallel with him realizing that Connie has every right to be hurt and all that, and but still, this is an extraordinarily stupid idea.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he deserves it.
I wrote about this on social media a little because there was a bit of a teaser like a month or two ago showing that scene about Connie being upset with him from this episode, Wins, and I thought it was such an amazing scene because I think Connie has every right to feel hurt and betrayed. I also think Steven was in an impossible situation and made what he honestly felt was the best possible call under extraordinary pressure. I think that Steven Universe, the show, sometimes does not call out Steven, the character, on his bullshit. And sometimes Steven gets away a little too much with his brand of admittedly infectious optimism, and that's not always what's necessary for the people around him. So I do think he needs to be called on not appreciating that. And I said in that post that what Steven owes her is an apology. Not an explanation, not the only reason I did that is because of this, because that's not an apology. It has to be an I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I did that to you. I will strive to never do that again. That's what he owes her. What I hope we get from Connie in return is that she does understand the impossible situation he was in and how tough it must have been to make that call. That's what I hope.
I guess we'll see. Next episode. Like, they have lots of opportunity here for the intro to do interesting things almost every time. I know they don't want to do Simpsons style, but like right there, Lars should have just gone, pop.
Seems a little mean-spirited.
Why? He's not there anymore.
Seems a little mean-spirited. Okay. I love two things about what just happened. The first is he starts singing his usual Steven Universe song, and then completely interrupted and scared the shit out of by his phone vibration. It's a nice deconstruction of what normally happens on Steven Universe. And then Paradox being like, what happened? Tell us! Just commanding. For no reason. I love Paradox so much. I completely appreciate Lapis Lazuli's hesitation to be part of another war. 100% appreciate the position, even if I don't agree with it. She took the barn! That's not her barn, first of all, it's Andy's. And more to the point, it's Paradox's house, too! It was Paradox's house before it was Lapis's. She was the last person to have any kind of stake to the barn. And she just took it with her.
Yep.
That's extremely mean.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, okay, I've wanted Paradox to be part of the main Crystal Gem crew since the beginning, as you well know. Why are you putting her back in the bathroom? Can she not have one of the magical gem rooms? Can you not put a sleeping bag by your bed? Fuck.
Maybe she prefers that. Did you think that? That was where she was most comfortable when she was living there. So Steven's just giving her back the comfort that she had.
Okay, you don't need to fucking crap on what I'm saying, right? I clearly didn't think about Paradox comfort there. Alright, you didn't need to make me feel like a piece of shit for saying that. No, you were right too. I was wrong. Still, though, it seems wrong. It doesn't seem right.
Well, just like Pumpkin there, their situation's the pits.
I take back anything I said about you having a point, and you can hopefully get sent up into a barn into space and promptly die.
Well, that's cruel.
Off to space with you. Son of a bitch,
Hey!
it's this fucking asshole again.
Carlos, it's your favorite character, Ronaldo.
Can't we have you seen Zangief's super from Street Fighter V?
Yes.
Yeah, can we plant a Ronaldo tree by suplexing Ronaldo into the ground so hard he just lives there now?
But it's our favorite character. You know you love the Ronaldo episodes.
This had better not fucking be a Ronaldo episode. My heart can't take it after what we just saw.
It's just... Steven, I'm sure you have a lot of questions you'd like answers to. Like about the diamonds, for instance. There are things that are impossible for me to explain. But I want to. Steven,
Connie hates me!
What?
We weren't listening.
Also, continue, Steven.
Partly for your benefit and partly for people who may not have heard our review of the last Steven bomb when they went to Homeworld. Do you remember my theory?
Mm-hmm. About the fact that the pearls were about to, or were part of a plan to overthrow the diamonds?
That was your theory. My theory was that Pearl, our Pearl, Crystal Gem Pearl, killed Pink Diamond. And that Rose Quartz didn't, but she shouldered the blame.
Oh, probably.
That was my theory. I have believed this for some time now. And I talked about in that video how you go back to the scene on the moon and she can barely talk, like face Steven when they're talking about this. And then when they talked about Pearl on the trial, like pearls, and you had both Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond's Pearl look at each other like they knew something maybe, then you posited the whole Pearl Uprising thing, which is also a valid theory. And I thought...
Well, of course, I said it.
Yeah, and I thought it was Crystal Gem Pearl. If I had any doubt that Crystal Gem Pearl is the one who killed Pink Diamond and Rose Quartz covered it up, I think my doubt just vanished. Because look at the way this scene played out. This was not expected. The music ramped up, and the way it cut in and out. Obviously, the gag is that what's bothering Steven is not what they thought was bothering him, it's Connie. But Pearl was fighting so hard to admit it and fighting herself to stop herself, and the music built up so hard. My doubt is gone. My doubt is fucking gone.
Well, let me
Pearl
give you a counter. Now, the gems are, in some ways, programmed for obedience and other traits. It may be that she's fighting herself. She's literally fighting herself. She may not be allowed to say what she wants to say. So the moment she goes to say it, it's kind of like a Gaius in Dungeons and Dragons, where you have a spell put on you that you are now not allowed to speak of certain things. Some animes / some games / some books, where they can't talk at all. They go to say the word or the name, and all of a sudden they can't say it. It could be that literally her arms are muting her, and she's fighting to try and get it out.
That could be the case, but
I like your idea better, but I have to give that counter.
Fair enough, but I still don't buy that's what's happening, because you're not wrong about Gem Society, and definitely they're being programmed, and that's a nice little analog to how our patriarchal society here kind of programs us, right? I like that. But the idea here, a person using their own arms to stop themselves from saying something, is a trope in storytelling that has been used forever and ever and ever, and it doesn't need to mean that there's some kind of mind control / involuntary pre-programming going on. Mm-hmm. That might be the case, but I think it's far more likely that Pearl has been sitting on this nugget forever, given not just this scene, but many scenes throughout 5 seasons, 4.5 seasons, really, of Steven Universe. I don't think your theory's a bad theory, but I am 100% certain I'm right here.
Well, we'll see.
Motherfucker! Motherfucker! He broke a window at their place?
And stole back his stuff.
Why didn't Steven just jump up really high to get his signal?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that probably would have worked where they were.
Because he wasn't thinking.
That's fair.
He was reacting.
Also, you don't need full bars to get texts. The one he got he should have received it.
It still showed no service, though.
If it's no service, you don't have any bars.
Even on analog phones, if it doesn't say 3G or say G on it, you don't actually have a signal. You could have bars, but not actually be attached to your carrier to get stuff.
Okay, fair comment. Fuck Ronaldo, though.
It's not a Ronaldo episode, but he was still
This was not a Ronaldo episode. He just infected something he had no business being in. He's a fucking virus. He destroys healthy cells with his idiocy. It's important to get the idiocy, to get the I sound in that word.
Look, we all know you love Ronaldo.
I don't. This is not some kind of, Carlos is actually secretly falling in love with a character. I openly admit when that starts happening. Usually a little bit into it. Like with Lars and with Senran Kagura. Oh god, I gotta get those out. Spoiler alert, I end up loving the show. So, no, if I promise you, Dave, if I secretly start to like Ronaldo, I will admit it. I hate him so much. This is not a Sunday thing. I don't secretly want to suck his cock. I hate him.
Uh-huh.
You're getting up there on the hate level.
Next episode. Why does he even have an alarm clock? He doesn't have anywhere to go to work or anything else.
Yeah, but he has training. And here's the thing. Even when you don't have work, having that discipline and keeping yourself to a schedule can greatly help you.
Yeah, my schedule becomes get up at noon, go to bed whenever I want.
Sure, and that works for you. But for some people, they need more structure. And again, he has training and stuff. My question is, why does he have an alarm clock when he has a cell phone?
Because some of us don't want to use our cell phones for alarm clocks. Because if your cell phone dies, runs out of power, you're screwed.
Okay, counter argument to that. Why not use both then? So that if your alarm clock, which is much more likely to run out of power and need to be reset and lose its alarm settings, goes out.
Really?
To have your phone. Yeah, if you have a brownout or a blackout. then your alarm is gone.
Which shouldn't be that often.
It depends
in the civilized world.
Depends where you live. Some areas of the city, like mine, have them more often than is what I would say reasonable. We've complained to the power company about it.
Well, sucks to be you.
Yeah, you can... You know what,
it's
Dave?
also called a battery backup.
You know what, Dave? You can, like... Here's what I think you should do. In Street Fighter V, there's a move where Dhalsim just lights the ground under your feet on fire and you start to lose health. And what I want you to do is just stand in those flames and just fucking turn into a pile of ash. And then I will vacuum you up. Did you know that Hibiki's Japanese voice actor is the same one as Japanese Madoka?
Cool.
That's not cool.
So far, all I've heard so far is...
I know this is a weird crossover thing to do, but I hope the noise turns you to dust right now. I will accept if they need to go through me to do it. I'm willing to make that sacrifice. And then you will. For anyone who needs to vacuum the dust after, just keep us separate. I don't want to touch you. Has Steven been peeing in the sink? Is that what he was implying?
Yeah.
That's gross. Also, why didn't they take Peridot on their gemcation? How did she react when Ronaldo came and busted their window?
I'm more wondering why she didn't kill Ronaldo.
I'm also wondering that, actually. That would have been good to do. That would have been a service, Peridot. As someone who perhaps has more outdoor knowledge than I do, what would it take to make a patch of ground completely unplantable?
Well, and here's the kind of problem with this kind of idea, is... Now, Amethyst said 5,000 years there.
That's right, and Peridot mentioned that all the life that used to be here is now with the Amethyst. That implies to me that all the minerals and nutrients all went into forming amethysts and jaspers and other quartzes here at this kindergarten.
So... That's wrong on so many levels, because you can suck the nutrients out of a plot of land. You can radiate it. And yeah.
Yeah, doesn't shit grow in Chernobyl?
This is where I'm going with this. You can have completely stone cliffs. But, over time, dust and dirt will get blown in. And all of a sudden you will have trees growing off of pure stone shelves. So,
and this place has wind, it's open.
Unless this place had no wind, which we know it doesn't, had no rain ever hitting it, which we know it doesn't, and those engines up there were no longer sucking energy, which we know they're dead, this place should be a green area. Even if it got no sunlight, which we know it does, it gets sunlight.
It gets some sparse sunlight, and there are plants that can survive on very little sunlight.
This place should have plant life after 5,000 years. There is zero reason why it shouldn't.
Now, to add to what you're saying, what that tells me then is that either... I was about to say Darren Nefsey, wrong creator.
Yeah.
Either Rebecca Sugar and Company aren't aware of that. Perhaps they don't know that could happen, which seems like a bit too much of an oversight. So I'm gonna guess B. Then whatever technology the gems used affected the land and the environment in a deeper way we don't quite comprehend. Kind of like how in Metroids suck life energy. They don't suck blood or plasma, they suck life energy. And that even in the lore of Metroid, scientists are not sure what Metroids are actually taking from you, just that they are taking something that you need, and that when they do, you just become dust, basically. So that's what I'm thinking then these machines are doing, that this process is done, and that is as deeply affected things. But you know what? You make a good point, though. 5,000 years is a very long time.
This area would have risen probably 2 to 3 feet worth of topsoil in that time.
Yeah, it should be green. It should be lush.
So something tells me, seeing as I don't think that Rebecca Sugar would have fucked up like that the machines are still actually working on some level.
Ah, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. So something's still going on.
That's the only reason this area would have stayed dead.
Could it be related to a little plot point we haven't heard about in a long time? The cluster.
Could be.
Okay, you're right. They have to be still working. Because those plants were fucking sucked dry.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen overnight.
No, it does not.
Holy shit. So yeah, something's still working here. It has to be. That's the only explanation.
Exactly.
I hope this means more Peridot integration into the crystal gems proper.
Until she gets corrupted.
Shut the fuck up with that corrupting Peridot shit already. One thing I loved about this episode is that Peridot's mood kind of became everyone's mood. Like, Steven is already feeling down and out, and Amethyst generally struggles with her emotions all the time, right? So they start to cheer Peridot up, everyone starts to feel better. Then when shit just hits the fan and they can't save the kindergarten, they're all fucking moping like, fuck, you know what, we need to mope. And that's an important lesson. Sometimes you kind of need to dwell in sadness a little bit. That's okay if that makes you feel good, as long as that doesn't become your status quo. Good for you, Sadie!
Best thing for her.
Agreed. And here's the thing. This shit can pay. I'm pretty sure that, you know, a minimum wage donut job versus regular working gigs might be comparable anyway.
Yeah.
So, good for you, Sadie. I'm happy for you.
No, now who's going to run the donut shop?
She doesn't own it. It's not her problem.
The former mayor can.
You're... It's probably gonna be Dewey. Dewey's Donuts. It works.
There you go. Next episode.
Yep, the last
episode.
Last of this bomb.
Last episode ever.
Last episode ever. Steven Universe is canceled after this. Oh, God, don't even.
Look, Stevani is better than me, okay? Better dancer, better driver. Stevani truly does not care what anyone thinks. That's why they're the coolest. If I can't be the coolest, I at least gotta be seen hanging with the coolest.
It's good to know that while Kevin is just a piece of shit, that he at least uses the correct pronouns. I find that fascinating that he can be just this waste of oxygen, but he won't misgender you.
You can't just dump your emotional honesty face all over her. You're gonna freak her out.
I just want us to talk again.
Exactly. But look what she's doing. Life is good. She's got a dog now.
Why is Kevin so fucking funny? This is the most endearing he's ever been. And I know he's not trying to be. It's just fucking hilarious how dumb he is. This is the kind of idiocy I could get behind. Maybe we can kill Ronaldo and have a tiny redemption arc for Kevin, and he can be the anime nerd. I just really want Ronaldo to die. Maybe get eaten by Connie's dog. Why do I want a redemption arc for him now?
I want Ronaldo back.
I want Ronaldo to be jettisoned into a barn in space.
Ronaldo,
Why couldn't he have broken into that barn and then died? Then I could be happy.
Mathematically, that's not allowed on the Carlson Dave anime rating. I like the fact that Lion stayed with Connie.
That was a nice little party. I could actually honestly see myself going to a friend's place, just kind of hanging out and chatting with people. Yeah. There's a nice pool. Mm-hmm. The music is not overbearing. There seem to be treats and drinks, and the environment was actually quite nice. Real talk, Connie's right. It was a nice party.
Yeah.
Kevin was looking to elevate it, but what he really provided, and the people looked like they were actually enjoying themselves. Mm-hmm. So maybe Kevin just needs to get over Sabina or whoever, and maybe he doesn't have to be an asshole all the time. I'm glad Steven and Connie are talking again.
Yeah, that wasn't something they could keep going for much longer, I think.
I did want to see Connie. I mentioned before, I kind of wanted that understanding of Steven's position, but Steven did say that he did, say that he couldn't stand the thought of her being taken, and honestly, I think these two have suffered enough, and it's time to move on from this. Mm-hmm. This show is really good at showing that sometimes people commit transgressions, real, intentional or accidental, And then sometimes there's a whole little mini arc of the people getting over that, like what happened between Pearl and Garnet, for instance. And we're still ongoing with one. Peridot is in a crisis right now of sorts, right? So I feel like every time I talk about Steven Universe, I talk about how much I enjoy it. So I don't feel the need to espouse about the general things about what I enjoy, just the episode-specific stuff. And I feel I've done that enough for these 6. What do you think of them, and of Kevin Party specifically?
Kevin Party was fine. It was what they needed to get back together, just the awkwardness of actually listening to Kevin, which shows why he got dropped, why he got dumped. No, I like the episode. I like this Steven bomb. Definitely could have used more Ronaldo. That's it.
Steven Universe is fantastic. Best thing on TV.
Needs to be a weekly show, though.
We just came off of the longest hiatus in its history, and it's still going if you consider that these episodes haven't aired on TV yet. I love Steven Universe so much. I'm going to be a really sad person when it ends. Really sad. But I think I will feel fulfilled and happy that it happened in a part of my life that, quite frankly, I needed it to happen. And I honestly feel like Steven Universe has been very therapeutic for me. Mm-hmm. I still fully believe my theory on Pearl, though if what you're saying ends up being correct, that I don't think I'd be bothered by that at all. Or if it ends up being something entirely different. Yep. Rebecca Sugar and her team have my complete and total trust when it comes to Steven Universe.
Absolutely. Any
more thoughts?
Yep.
Then let's wrap things up. Carlos and Dave Anime Rave is the best anime review and reaction show on the internet. You can find us at animerave.xyz. At that link, you can find several things. Our reviews and reactions, our Let's Plays that we've been doing lately, Carlos and Dave Play, or Two Fat Guys Play. We have at least one person, Chris Weston, who said we should just do that for the SEO. You can also find the link to our Patreon. If you like what we do and you can comfortably afford to give us a little tip, please do so. If you cannot, just spread the word. I know times are tough. We appreciate everyone who watches and enjoys our reviews and reactions, and we hope that we bring you some entertainment and enjoyment and insight into your favorite shows in these harsh times.
Tune in next time.